Lights, camera, action.
UPS, you piece of
I was like, you know what I want to do one day? I want to join a gang.
We're in 2022. Upgrade the cameras.
Yeah.
We can see Saturn and shit, but like I can't get a clear picture of someone robbing the gas station.
That was the greatest night in the history of television.
Speaking of movies, I saw Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Yeah.
Napoleon or Nip-Oleon?
Well, both.
Right.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. And Ridley Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking earlier today about like if we did something called Redband Rapid Reviews.
Ooh.
Not that this would be that,
Okay.
but like where we just literally like pick a view and we give the quickest review of it of all time.
Perfect.
It sucked. Tune in next time for another Redband Rapid Review.
You heard it here first. It
Dude.
sucked.
Fuck.
It sucked.
Oh my God. All of us unanimously. Like usually you go to the movies with a group of friends. You have different opinions on it.
Yeah.
Some people like it, some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Unanimously, we were like, that was one of the worst things we've ever watched.
Wow.
And I mean, you know me.
Oh,
and people
yeah.
who regularly listen to the podcast know I'm not a harsh critic.
You are a generous man.
I am.
You're a generous man.
I like to think I am. But this was brutal.
Yeah.
This was brutal.
Better or worse than Morbius?
Better.
Okay.
No, it was worse.
Wow.
You know, because Morbius at least was entertaining
Right.
in a like laughable fashion.
Right.
I felt like I was watching every second of this man's life. And it was so fucking long and so boring. And I might not be like the target audience for this though. Like,
Sure.
1, I'm not a huge history buff.
Okay.
2, I don't know a ton about Napoleon.
Yeah.
3, I am not a huge fan of like period pieces, like the corsets and the horses and the yay old and the fucking by candlelight, like movies that are like that, man. I could see a trailer for that and never be interested.
And so this is the great revelation that we're getting firsthand. I don't think we have covered this.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know if we've gone down this specific rabbit hole about hating. I mean, we've definitely talked about claymation. Sorry to even say it. I should have said maymation.
Maymation.
But yeah, the disdain for the period piece. I don't know if we've gone there.
I don't know where it stems from.
Yeah,
The exception to the rule is Pirates of the Caribbean.
for sure.
That is the exception.
I could
Those
see
are
that.
great movies.
I could see that.
I don't know. And like, I really try. Like, I don't just set out to be like, I hate every movie that is like a period type piece. But I've yet to see one other than Pirates that I'm like, yeah, awesome. It's great. They all just feel like they just drag and it's just so fucking, it's mind numbing to me.
Yeah. For me, it has to be of the occult variety. It has to be supernatural. It has to be The Witch.
Yeah.
Things like that. The Lighthouse, Robert Eggers is clearly. Stuff like that, I can do a good period piece as long as there's a horror element. But besides that, well, because Ashley is a huge fan of the period piece.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching them with her. I wouldn't say that like I get necessarily like, fuck, I don't know if I can watch this right now. But I don't think it's my first choice, I guess is how I could say it. It's not usually my first choice unless there's a horror element.
Yeah. I've seen The Witch. That one was definitely more watchable for me.
Yeah.
Probably because you're right. Because I know like there's some kind of something else going on here.
Yeah.
Or like The Village.
Right.
Same kind of deal.
The Village. I like that. Good example.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. Maybe to me, it can't just be like some Pride and Prejudice. We're just riding around on horses and we go from one field talking to each other to another field and we talk to each other and then just, I don't know. I know I'm sorry if I'm shitting on like your favorite genre of movie out there, but I don't know. I've yet to see a movie like that I'm like, oh, yes.
No, we're going to do another segment. It's going to be called Estevan Stands on Business. It's going to be where he gives a hot take and he just stands on business and he says, fuck it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, like so. Oh shit! I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. It was gonna be more about period pieces.
Well, yeah, I went into this with an open mind.
Yeah.
Because when I saw this trailer, I was like, no. Immediately, no. But one of our friends was in town. He wanted to see it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have an open mind. Maybe this will really be good. Maybe this will change my mind.
Maybe this will be the one.
And after the first hour, I was really struggling. I was like, okay. I'm like.
And can we real quick, how long was this movie?
Dude, okay. It felt like 12 hours. But realistically, it was probably like 3.
It's a good 3, I think. Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's a good 3. If it's not, any 2:45 to 3.
How long did Napoleon live? That's how long it felt.
It's a long fucker.
80 something years. I don't know. But yeah, no. After the first hour, I was like, okay, I'm really having a hard time like keeping an open mind. But let me just maybe.
Yeah.
Hour 6 rolled by. And I was like, okay, we're still here. Actually, so we saw it at Flicks. And you know how like when they come and bring you the check, you know that there's like, okay, maybe 20 minutes left in this movie or so. And when like 2.5 hours had gone by and they still hadn't brought the check, I was like, dude, come on. Please.
That's so hard. I could feel it, bro. I feel it.
Oh.
I don't know. I couldn't.
It was, you know, that antsy feeling when you want to jump out of your skin and run away.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
This is probably how Ashley felt when I took her to see Beau is Afraid.
Okay.
Also starring Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. Also 3 hours. So why is he doing that? Why is he doing that too? No, I just, so can you give me some stuff that stood out that was just utterly, was there any like just absurdity?
Absolutely.
Like, tell me, please.
100%.
I gotta hear it.
So, spoilers, I guess.
And if you need to stop this for spoilers,
yeah,
you might as well stop watching us too.
For the movie about Napoleon. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, I'm just kidding.
But if you are concerned about spoilers for Napoleon,
yeah,
come on.
Come on. You know. Okay, history teacher.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. This was the thing I think about the movie too that kind of threw me off was the first maybe hour was a consistent tone.
Okay.
You kind of picked it up. You knew like, okay, yeah, this movie is taking itself relatively seriously.
Sure.
And then there were moments that felt so far out of left field that you thought you were watching a different movie. And I was like, okay, wait a minute, wait. And I'll give you an example.
I can't.
Picture this. It's a movie. By the way, it's been noted that Ridley Scott didn't really care to make this super accurate.
Which is always I'll never get that.
Yeah.
I'll never get that till the day I die.
Make a movie about a person and not make it accurate.
Bro, all you gotta do is take what happened in the fucking person's life and then write a script. And just get a pen and a paper and just outline a story based on the person's life story. Don't fuck with anything. Only elevate slightly. Don't elevate too much. Don't take away.
Yeah.
Insane behavior.
Well, I saw a thing that there's a shot where they're literally firing cannons at the pyramids of Giza.
I saw that. Yeah.
Or is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Or the pyramids of Giza. Yeah, and the Sphinx.
The legit, like the fucking pyramids, right? They're firing cannons at that. And I don't know if it's real, but I saw a quote from Ridley Scott that was like, yeah, that was just kind of the quickest, most efficient way to say that he took Egypt. And it didn't happen, but that's just, he was like, yeah, that was just kind of the quickest way to show that he took Egypt.
No.
Okay, so
no.
Back on what I was saying.
Yeah.
Which
Terrible.
is, so it had a pretty consistent tone, right? It's like, here's Napoleon. It's a darker, like the color grade was darker, gritty, like war-ish kind of movie. And then there was a scene where he walks into a room, and at this point in the movie, he's already married to this woman. This is his wife. And she's like getting her hair done. Because this is like at the time when it took like 5 maids to put you in a dress and all that kind of stuff and do your hair.
like an Avenger suiting up.
Yeah. So he goes in and she's like getting into her like nightgown or whatever. And he's looking at her and he's turned on.
Yeah.
And he does this with his foot like a horse.
Okay.
And he goes,
No. This isn't real.
and she goes, I'm already in my hair. I thought we'd got my hair done. And he's like, she's like, no, not tonight.
I now I gotta see it.
And we were like,
this is
what the fuck?
no, I'm watching it now. You just sold me. You just sold me. I'm watching the shit right away. I'm pirating it.
Okay.
Pirating it?
Pirating.
I'm gyrating.
You're gyrating it.
Anyways.
So my understanding is Napoleon was a pretty oddball.
Yeah.
Pretty quirky, weird, wacky guy, right?
I've heard such things.
And the other thing was that so he was a French man.
He was a Frenchman.
Napoleon was a Frenchman.
He was a Frenchman.
Ridley Scott is an Englishman.
I could, yeah.
Englishman?
You know, yeah.
Something.
He's not of this land.
Right. After seeing Napoleon, he may not even be of this world.
Right.
But so there's a whole thing that's like, oh, of course, you know, he's gonna write or direct a movie where like he makes a French guy look stupid. So people are like talking about that, and
I
the
could
fact
see
that
that
Napoleon
too.
was odd and weird. So, okay, wild, right? That came on, and we were just laughing, like, what in the fuck? And that came out of left field.
Yeah.
Like completely shift tones, and it took me out of it because I was like, is this a comedy now? Also, there's like 2, maybe 3 sex scenes.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Okay.
All of them, the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, dude. The first one is so jarring because it just happens and Joaquin Phoenix is going to town on him. But it's funny. It's so funny. I wish we could show it, but it's like it's so fucking funny.
Joaquin Phoenix had to dig real deep and ask himself, how did Napoleon fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how did this dude fuck?
How did he do it?
How did he slang that fucking Napoleon dick?
Yeah.
And that must have been, that's the result of him channeling the spirit
That's what he came to.
of Napoleon.
And I can't even imagine being Ridley Scott or anybody in the room when Ridley Scott says action and Joaquin Phoenix pulls that maneuver, how you don't laugh.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
And he had 2 scenes at least like that where he's just like
Just beating it up.
he was, yeah, but not in a, not like a pimp. You know, like, dude, like, oh man, he owned that shit. No, this was like a nuke just went off and
Yeah.
he needed to finish before the wave hit him.
Okay. I like that better.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah.
That's a much better way to look at it.
Yeah. It was a speed run is what it was.
Yeah, it was a speed run. No, this is I'm getting such a kick out of this just because I'm really just I can't even believe this exists. I need to see it.
Yeah.
Right away. Yeah. What else? What else?
If Napoleon really was this quirky oddball, he nailed it. He really did.
Sure.
Because you would watch him and you're like, this guy's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Wild. And there's a scene that all of us in our friend group love quoting. And he's eating dinner and his wife's on the opposite end of the table. They're having an argument. And she mentions his weight, like says he's getting fat or something like that. And he literally just goes, I love my meals. I do. And the way he delivers it is so good. And like actually good. Like I'm
Yeah.
not being sarcastic. It's like actually good.
No, it's Joaquin Phoenix.
It's
still.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, it's still Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes. But again, it like didn't feel like that should have been in that movie.
Right.
It was almost like that line could be delivered really well in a Judd Apatow movie. And the couple who's been married for 40 years is like having an argument at the kid's birthday party in front of the whole family. And
Okay.
he delivers that line. That's where it fits.
Paul Rudd is delivering that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did not feel like it fit in this movie, even though it was executed very well.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Brilliance.
And what I thought it lacked, one of the things I thought it lacked was like Napoleon's this kind of like icon in terms of war and like outsmarting the enemy. And like we saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And I wish we would have seen more. Like I wanted to see how his mind operated on the side of like tactics.
Right.
And like how he would, because we saw a little bit of it. There's like 3 good battle scenes.
Okay.
And the rest is 4.5 hours of just and like weird shit.
Fucking horse fucking.
Yeah, horse fucking.
Yeah.
So that was something that I was like, well, those scenes were really awesome.
Yeah.
Those were the best parts of the movie easily. And I wish we could have seen a little bit more of that. A little bit more of like how his mind worked for battle and such. And then didn't really get that.
Well, supposedly like that was like his genius, right? Like,
yeah, right.
That would be a sick movie. Like I would love a 3-hour movie of Napoleon just from the beginning of his time doing war to the end of his time doing war.
Yeah.
And it's just all war. That's all a guy wants. A movie with war. Mm-hmm. And also period pieces, much more palatable with war.
Yeah.
Much more palatable with war.
And maybe that's because all we were taught in history was like war.
Right.
Like the Battle of the Bulge.
And our souls yearn for the battlefield.
Yeah.
They really do. I can feel it. Yeah. My soul yearns to die for a good cause.
That's your past life talking.
I think it is. I think, no way. In my past life, I think I was women a lot in my past lives. I don't know how to, don't ask me how I know, but I was definitely women multiple times.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
You had to give this one a try.
I had to give this one a go. I wanted to see how it felt to fuck.
Yeah. You wanted to be Napoleon, not receiving the Napoleon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Yeah. That's okay. That's what we do here.
That's what we do at Redband.
So that's what it's all about.
This is Redband Podcast.
So that was Napoleon.
Yeah.
A real treat for the eyes and ears.
Yeah.
And
a real disorienting experience.
Yeah.
Something that might make you feel off kilter.
Yep.
Not a piece of cinema that leaves you walking away feeling inspired.
This movie, I think, is going to be memed out. It already
it is.
It already is. The part that I mentioned about how he's like, I love my meals, that's already been a meme. It's already turned into a meme.
I need to get on Napoleon talk fucking right away.
You got to go. You got to watch it just to see what I'm talking about. There's another part where he's like leaving his wife, or she was his wife, but she couldn't bear children, so they broke up or something, or she cheated on him. And no, I don't even fucking know, dude. What a mess, that movie.
Yeah.
But okay, she was his wife at one point in the movie, and then they separated.
Okay.
But he was still so in love and crazy about her. So he's leaving to war again. And he's like obsessed with her. He wants her to write him every single day.
Yeah.
So he's like, and you'll write me tomorrow, right? She's like, yes. And he's like backing up towards the door. And he's like, and the day after that? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, and the next day? And the next day? Ooh. And all I could think of was SpongeBob. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day.
And how insane would it be if he was deliberately paying homage to SpongeBob?
He's like, yeah, my inspiration was actually that scene in SpongeBob.
At that case, I mean, we might have to, preserve Ridley Scott's brain for inspection post-death.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that's about.
No, me either.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, I'll see it when it inevitably ends up on fucking, I'm going to make a prediction. Elijah Stradamus.
Okay.
Hello. I'm predicting Napoleon is going on, and honestly, I could probably know the answer because it's probably out there, and B, I could probably know based on the studio, but I'm just going to pretend I'm making a prediction. HBO Max.
I think it's on Apple TV.
Fuck.
And when we went to see it in the theater, and the Apple logo came up, and we're like, we could have fucking watched this at home.
That was great. That makes it more fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. Well, you heard it here first, folks. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, once again, as usual, is the only good thing about a really long movie.
Yep.
That's
Straight
usually
up.
His thing.
That is.
He's willing to do whatever, and that's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
At this point, it's becoming an issue.
Yeah.
He should just make his own shit.
That would be interesting. I mean, he does. He does try to do odd shit. Remember that one with Spike Jonze?
Yeah.
I never saw it, but
Love
he,
that
like,
one.
Yeah, I really want to see that where he like pretends it's like a giant social experiment where he like pretends to quit acting to become a rapper.
Oh, you're talking about that one. I thought you meant the movie Her, because I think Spike Jonze might have, or maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping.
Oh, you know what? I fucked it up. Okay, that was
Okay.
Yeah, not what I was talking about though.
I know what you mean though.
Maybe it was Casey Affleck.
It might have been, or someone in like
Maybe
that.
it was Casey Affleck who directed this movie that like went on the idea of Joaquin Phoenix quitting acting to become a rapper. And I remember at the time I watched it live. He went on David Letterman with his full beard and sunglasses and acted so weird. Turns out that was just for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so like, I really need, if we have any youngsters watching this, hopefully no one who should not be watching age restricted content.
Yeah.
But anyways, if I need you to go fucking YouTube Joaquin Phoenix on Letterman. It's a classic moment in pop culture history.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the greatest.
So yeah, happy to be at least back on the mics.
Yes, definitely happy to be back on the mics. I'm sure we're gonna come up with some fun Christmas shit.
Yeah, I was really thinking maybe, I mean, we're almost out of December.
Yeah.
So like maybe next week we fucking actually watch Santa Jaws.
Let's do it.
We have to.
The time has come.
Yeah.
The time has come for Santa Jaws.
Yep.
The people yearn for Santa Jaws.
Yeah.
It's time to give it to them.
It's time for Santa to deliver Santa Jaws episode.
Santa Jaws time. God damn it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
Let's do
well,
it.
then until Santa Jaws next week, we'll see you all around.
Just kidding. Love you.